Hi, welcome back to Crochet Creations and episode number 34. Woohoo! I've had 3 videos today. This will be number 3. And I haven't had to retake them yet. Let's see if I can get the 3rd one done. Iced tea is what's in the cup. So grab a cup and join me. It's been the end of the month and the beginning of the month, so it's going to be crazy. The beginning of the videos, I'm going to fly through all of the shenanigans going on the Facebook page and on the live videos and all of that. That's why I did 3 videos, because there was so much content that I just figured that it was too much for one. So let's get on. Christy's Closet D-Stash from my Facebook page. All things I mention will be linked below. Last week's D-Stash was 2 skeins of this Stripe It from Yarn Bee. This had 20% wool in it. The winner was picked for that, and it was Tia, and she has claimed it. So congratulations to Tia. This week's D-Stash is a kit. If you'd like to win this, just pop on over the Facebook page, hit the announcements tab, and all the shenanigans going on over there will pop up. And if that's not good enough, we can ask the moderators now, because we have 2 moderators. And they are still allowed to play all the games and win all the stuff like they always have, even though they are moderators. Okay, so this week's D-Stash is Bernat Maker Outdoor. This is a 5 bulky, and it is poly. Let me see. I said it earlier. 68% acrylic, 32% nylon, and there are 2 big skeins of this, and they are 8.8 ounces, 249 yards. Now, they have suggested outside pillows, baskets, all kinds of things that you do with heavier yarns. And you get Yarnspirations patterns. You get the pillow pattern on the front, and you get a pillow pattern on the inside, and then you get the basket patterns. You get 3 patterns in this one, and that's my D-Stash, Christy's Closet D-Stash for the week. The winner will be chosen next Sunday morning. If you win things in my group, you have a week to claim them, and you must have a United States address. Okay, some of the things that ended. We had a Christmas in July make-along, and the winner won a skein of Knit Crate. It was Vitellana Sock Knit Crate, and it was Peruvian Highland wool and nylon fingering weight, called Jungle Walk, and I thought it was appropriate for vintage Christmas colors. So that went to Becky. Becky, you need to send me a message to claim your prize. And then we also had my monthly hats, and more hats. The winner for July of this gorgeous Premier Serenity chunky yarn with the Tweety bits was our Sweet Tea Teresa Patton. That was who won that. So congratulations to Teresa. The new month of August post is up, and you cannot comment on the July one any longer. I learned to turn the comments off. I don't want to turn the comments off, but people don't know how to navigate the page, and then if somebody comments about, oh, I like that hat you made from the month before, it pops it up to the feed, and then they think that's the one that's ongoing. So August Hats, Hats, and More Hats is going to be, the winner will get one skein of I Love This Yarn in Painted Canyon. I said it earlier in an earlier video. And this colorway is beautiful. It almost looks hand painted. It's gorgeous. This is a 100% acrylic yarn from Hobby Lobby. It is I Love This Yarn, and it has 252 yards. So if you want to win that, go get in the Hats, Hats, and More Hats. Make a hat in the month of August and post a picture of your finished hat on the designated post. We also had a summer poncho challenge end. That was making the Clement poncho. What a challenge it was. I finished it. I am bringing it out here today to show you the finished poncho. It does come out gorgeous. Now if I did this again, the only thing I would change is that I would always, this is beautiful in this. What I used was the shawl in a ball. This has got 61% cotton, 34% acrylic, and 5% sparkles. So I really liked using this for this poncho. It came out really nice. The only thing I would do is I use an H hook, which is perfect for this weight. It is for medium, but it's very light for, and I would just make it a little bit longer, because when I wear it, I like my sweater to come down a little bit longer. And if you put this on, it seems right here in the seam where the mid hits your middle of your body, it seems a little short right there, and then the rest of it goes down long on the sides because of the way that it hangs. So I would just make that just a little bit longer next time. That's all. But I like it. This is going to go up for sale in my Etsy shop if anybody wants that. See that? And I'm going to call that a large. Not an extra large, just a large. Okay, so the winner for the Clement Summer Poncho Challenge was picked, and it was Maria. And she's having a hard time deciding because it was a choice. You got to choose between the naked knit crate to dye it yourself, or the poncho made out of the maple DK, and that is definitely a rainbow. Now, if she doesn't pick, whichever one she doesn't pick, will roll over into another make-along or giveaway. Of course it will. So those were things that ended this month. Let me go to my notes and make sure I am on the right track and don't miss anything. Okay. Okay, I announced all of that. Now, 2 new make-alongs that are just starting in August. One of them is the Happy Scrappy Yarn Challenge. I did post a video. I'm posting it as we speak for the month of August, the theme, and all the goodies that go with it. So that's kind of cool. I made a couple of items. The theme for this month is Dog Days of Summer. So for my dog, I made a little button cowl without the button, just a little cowl to slip over her head and make her look like she has a little country bandana on. Love it. Little miniature dachshund size. And then I also made a lovey for my new granddaughter, and that has a kitty cat on it. I made that out of those little topper DMCs, They come with a hat pattern, and I made a lovey. And I always add a teething ring to mine. Make it out of an eye, with an eye hook, granny square, and then you just add your little head with the stabilizer on the back, tied with a ribbon, so that way you can take them off and wash them. And then I also add a little button closure for you to add a binky, so it keeps it from falling on the floor. So that's for my new granddaughter. Then the other new make-along that's going to be starting, or has, August 1st, is a great thing of an idea I had way long time ago already. And that's using vintage patterns. And you probably already guessed it, because we've been talking about it for a week or two, is that our A Stitch in Time, a vintage male make-along, is started. And how that's going to work is it's going to be a collaboration between Kim Thompson and I. We'll be discussing what we make on our Hook and Stitch live show. Our first show after the announcement of this make-along is next Saturday already. So you have a week to gather your supplies and start whatever pattern you decide. It is cool because you get to pick your own pattern as long as it's vintage. You can make it out of sewing, out of loom, out of knitting, crochet, as long as it's a stitch, cross stitch, anything with stitches in it. And it either has to be a vintage themed, so it has to be a vintage pattern, a vintage look, vintage stitches, something that is old, at least 25 years old. Yarn that's old. You tell me how you relate your item to the vintage or the theme. So that's cool. I did not start mine yet. I have announced what I'm going to do. I'm doing a scrappy Afghan, and I haven't started it because I needed to wrap up this month and get everything else done, my Clement poncho done. So now that that's done, I will be able to start that. But I plan on taking it over the 4 months that we have our Cal for. I really think that that's kind of fun. Now, how the prizes are going to work for that, you will be entered into random drawings through the whole entire Cal make-along. If you show progress and you post a photo, you will get your name entered into every random progress giveaway. At the end of the Cal, however many finished items you entered, you will get your name into the grand prizes. We will be going over a lot of the grand prizes again many times, but they are listed. There is a post, it's an official post on my Facebook page for your progress photos. So how exciting. It is so exciting. So that is the big announcement for the A Stitch in Time make-along. Okay, works in progress. What do I got? Well, last week I showed you a sweater that I started. I am making it out of Ferris wheel. Look at that halo. I knew sometime today I would get to say it. This is a medium 4, 100% acrylic with halo. It is Ferris wheel, cotton candy. Love it. Okay, I'm making a sweater. And the pattern, hang on. The pattern will be linked below. It is called Another 5-Hour Baby Sweater. We have to be entertained by Mr. dreamer always. Anyway, it is on Ravelry. I will link it below. That is the 5-hour baby sweater, and it has a really fancy cowl or yoke. So I just love it. I love doing it. It is so much fun. So I've got it. I've got the body done now. So there's the body. And there's the bottom and the bind off. So I'm excited about that. Now there's your back. There's my back. And I do have one of the sleeves started. It's a fancy yoke. I'm doing the sleeve in magic loop because I learned it from a friend of mine. So I'm excited about that. And now I'm going to try to start the other sleeve right at the beginning of the turquoise, so that I'm going to try. I don't know if it's going to work. But my next piece that I'm planning on adding to this set is a pair of booties to match this. And I think I'm going to make a hat too. I don't know. But I haven't picked out the buttons yet, so that is coming out gorgeous. That is for my granddaughter. Okay, and then another whip work in progress. Another of those that I was doing last week was and I can't remember the name of it. Which Way Fillet. It was a tutorial by Craig at the Fiber Spider. And I got the idea from Reggie. So I'm using up, now I used the pink for the center, did 15 rounds. This pink, it is Baby Soft by Line Brand, medium 3 or light 3, let me see, 60% acrylic, 40% nylon, 3 light, yes. It comes in 459 yards in this. So this color is Petal. And then I chose the center, well, that was in the center for 15 rows. And then I changed to the other skein, and I used the entire other skein already. So you can see where the light pink changed to the print, and it is kind of cool how it changed. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So it is over halfway done now. I'm using an eye hook on this, and this is all I have left of this. So when I get down a little more, I'm gonna have to end it. But it's the first, the first real lightweight blanket, and I don't want it real big because she's not going to be real big. Her mom is very tiny, and so for the first one, let's just end it with these 2 skeins. So you can do this with 2 skeins of that, and like I said, it was 459, so that's a lot of yardage. This yarn goes a long way. Okay, so that's my other work in progress. Now let's talk about hats, and more hats. I am so happy to have this off my hook. Okay, so 2 weeks ago I talked about Premier Serenity. This yarn was on sale on their website. I bought 3. They were pretty cheap. I'm not sure I think they were 3 for $9 or 3 for $10 or something like that. So I got 3 of them in the beautiful, soft oatmeal colorway. How gorgeous is that? Okay. The difficulties that I've experienced, I wanted to throw it in the garbage. First of all, when I use a very, very bulky yarn, a 6, it hurts my hands to use that. So I need to go way up on a high M or an N in order to be able to stand the pain in my hands to use this bulky yarn if it's real dense or real stiff. So this pattern in this book is the Autumn Edition 2020 of Crochet magazine, called for Serenity, bulky, and ombre color. So I used the yarn and the hook size K and it hurt. It hurt. So I showed you my progress. It took me 3 weeks to make this hat, but I finished it. I did not rip it out. I started it at the beginning. It was all single crochets, tight single crochets for 8 rows. 8 inches of single crochet. I did that. And then you turned it outside. You turned after that and you made this brim. Beautiful. You do it in bobbles, basically, you know. So I finished it and it came out pretty. It's pretty stiff. It does fit me. It doesn't fit down tight, but it does fit me. So I cannot say that I didn't finish it. And it's nice. And someone could possibly wear this as a hat. But my suggestion, just like you girls told me to do, is make a bowl out of it. Make a nesting bowl or something. So yeah, that's a hat or a nesting bowl. I don't know, whatever you wanted it to be. So here's I think this is what I'm going to use it for. I'm not positive, but I think that's what I'm going to use it for. I'm going to put washcloths in this on my craft table for sale in this. I think it's cute for that. It stands right up by itself. It doesn't fall over. The washcloths can stand up in there. Anyway, can't make this stuff up. You know that. I'm truthful. At least I finished it. I have a little bit left. I can put this in my scrappy blanket that I'm going to be starting. Because my scrappy blanket is going to be the Navajo blanket that I used to make years and years ago. And I am going to choose the marled gray for my main colors. And I'm not going to have more than one skein of each of those. They're all going to be different marled grays. So I'm going to use it at the very bottom of the blanket, at the very top of the blanket, and then the one stripe that goes through my blanket, I'm going to use it as gray. All the rest of the blanket's going to be scraps. Whatever colors that I come up with, all 4s and 5s. So that is my vintage mail project. Very interesting. I am done. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. I hope that you join in on all my make-alongs. I believe I have a hidden giveaway in my last addictions video, and so you may want to go look at that. And thanks for subscribing, liking, and sharing my videos. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye now.